waterworks, okay? What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 18 of AfterNoonWave. I figured I'd try something new out with my cam since everyone likes poking fun at my forehead. We're gonna put it lower. There, see there. Now no one can make fun of my forehead. Hold on, let me fix that. There we go. I figured I'd play at myself. It makes the stream so much better when you don't have to look at my billboard. Oh man. So got a lot of shit going on and a lot of craziness. The first time since grade school, AG only had a forehead. Well, that came from your idea of zooming the camera in really close and just my face and letting you guys write things on my forehead. Oh man. Yeah, gutters are full of money in Venezuela because that's about what their money's worth. We all know that it's trash. They'd be better off probably wiping their ass with it. I mean, you know, it's good toilet paper. I still say go for it. Yeah, but you see with YouTube and DLive and these other platforms, there's no way to allow you guys to post stickers or anything. Because if there was, I would totally do it. Like StreamMe, you know how they had the sticker program? I'd totally do it because I think that would be fucking hilarious. I mean, you know. I have a big head. Like a new beanie or bandana every day. Yeah, but that would just elongate even more. You know? You got to figure out something, you know? Put a different sticker up here. A different bumper sticker every day. Someone on my stream gave me an idea for a short video. Dope. Well, hopefully it works out well. And we have a bunch of random shit to get into today. And believe me, we have our favorite clown person decided to go to a no-go zone. Yep. Nothing worthwhile. It met her needs, and so therefore she put out a video stating how safe it is in no-go zones and how it's just a myth. And when you see a rise in rapes and murder in that specific no-go zone, you can thank our favorite person, Little Lunchbox, for that. People in the chat and in her comments are basically giving her shit for, you know, helping the very specific people who pillage the no-go zones. And we also have the GoFundMe couple. If any of you guys don't remember, we're going to focus and cover them first. They are the couple who started a GoFundMe for the homeless gentleman who supposedly gave his last 20 to this woman in order to get her gas because she ran out of gas on the side of the road. Now, there's been a lot that's come out with it over the last few weeks. What's up, fireman? As well as there's some major news in regards to, well, the actual story. So we'll dive into that, as well as Facebook being caught up in another massive scandal when it comes to your data, your privacy, and it's pretty bad. I think something needs to be said or done about it, but then again, we all give them our data willingly, right? It's one of those things we have to live with because we're willing to be on that platform. It's a very long article on the Facebook stuff, but we'll dive into that after we get into this amazing couple. They raised so much money on GoFundMe for a homeless gentleman, and you gotta commend them. You know, when people are doing good things in the world, you want to stand up and say, yes, you're a good person.
And somebody needed it.
It was the Good Samaritan story that captivated the nation, seeming almost too good to be true. And authorities now saying it was.
I was driving down 95 and ran out of gas, so I pulled over to the side of the road.
Kate McClure stranded on the outskirts of Philadelphia when homeless veteran Johnny Bobbitt Jr. came to her rescue.
Oh, Bobbitt is his last name. Ooh, that only reminds me of, and for any of those you who are too young to remember this, Lorraine Bobbitt. Anyone get images of penises being chopped off and thrown out windows with that last name?
He walked up and he said, "Get back in the car, lock the doors, you know, I'll be back."
Spending his last $20 to buy her gas.
You know, she needed the help. She took the help.
With the title Paying It Forward, the GoFundMe page and the story of Bobbitt's selflessness went viral. The couple's original goal of $10,000 quickly ballooned to more than $400,000.
Okay, so Medicare Finbot. In the 90s, there was a couple, and the woman found out the gentleman was cheating, and she chopped off his dick and threw it out the window. 100% real. 100% truth. And went to court and everything. Lorraine Bobbitt, search it.
Like winning the lottery.
But today, a shocking twist.
The entire campaign was predicated on a lie.
Authorities say it was all a coordinated scheme from the start. The cover photo on the page, staged. All three of them were in on the elaborate hoax.
Oh, man. So this news coverage I missed. This was in late last year. And now, the reason I wanted to show you guys this and remind you of who the couple was is they're all now pleading out. And yeah.
She did not run out of gas on an I-95 off-ramp, and he did not spend his last $20 to help her. Rather, D'Amico, McClure, and Bobbitt conspired to pass off a fake, feel-good story that would compel donors to contribute to their cause. And it worked.
All three charged with conspiracy and theft by deception. Their attorneys had no comment today.
This case you're talking about over.
I was glad.
Already my my OBS. There is something wrong with OBS because the other night I was either OBS or ingesting into YouTube because the other night I was just on DLive and had no frame drops at all. So it might just be an ingestion thing into YouTube. YouTube's been acting really weird lately when it comes to accepting data. It did pop for a few seconds, and it showed at the bottom of the OBS that I did drop some frames.
To their cause. And it worked.
All three charged with conspiracy and theft by deception. Their attorneys had no comment today.
This case you're talking about over $400,000. And so this takes it to a different level. And the amount of money at stake is why the crime got elevated to the level that it's at.
Prosecutors now claiming the idea could have come from Bobbitt himself.
In 2012, Johnny Bobbitt posted a remarkably similar story on his Facebook page out of North Carolina, where he reported that he helped a woman who had both run out of gas and had a flat tire at a Walmart, spent his supper money to get her on her way and fix her flat tire. I don't think that that's a coincidence.
Ooh, that's why, guys, to my audience, I know you're not that stupid. I do bump my PC after the stream. There is a lot of problems when you look at a GoFundMe and you think it's too good to be true. You always hear these random stories, and it's making it harder for people to want to support people who are having a hard time. You hear these, I have cancer, this person helped me out, this person's dealing with X, Y, or Z, and then they get national spotlight and they blow up. Now, it's rough on people who want to be good people and have the financial means to be able to support it financially. The more this shit happens, the more people like this take advantage of it, the less likely you're going to see crowdfunding be done for, you know, one-offs and things like cancer and stuff like that. You know, it's getting to the extreme. Well, Daniel, you're looking at two different things. One is a product that has to come out, and another is something that's unverifiable. If the product never comes out, then you can hold them accountable on that. But with a cancer story, or this person was a good Samaritan and helped me story, you can't verify if they're getting the money or someone else is just mooching it. It's two completely different factors. Whereas if the product never comes out on that Indiegogo, then you can hold to it. Granted, I will tell you, I know I have the footage, so that will have to come out sooner or later.
Prosecutors are taking this really seriously, because this has gone from a heartwarming story to a sad, troubling story. And so effectively, they're having the book thrown at them.
At one point, McClure and Bobbitt sitting side by side, detailing the heartwarming story of how they came to meet. McClure telling ABC that she and her boyfriend were moved by the homeless.
Smash or pass? Anyone want to know what your guys' thoughts on it are? I'll bump my PC occasionally just to make sure that no updates pop while I'm live streaming or anything like that. Because if you don't do it occasionally, you're going to be God, Nat, you're gross, dude. I was talking about the bearded guy. Jesus, Nat. Exactly. You knew where I was going. Now let's move forward.
Vet's generosity. So the couple went back to visit Bobbitt, where he was living under a bridge.
When you got someone that's, coming back to help you, it makes you feel good, that someone's actually showing an interest in you.
The story, now in question, would then lead to McClure and her boyfriend returning the so-called good deed to Bobbitt.
We were thinking, what if we started a GoFundMe for this guy, just to get him, to get him off of the streets, even for a weekend.
Authorities to
see, and what I don't understand is this all would have been fine, right? But Bobbitt spoke out against them because he didn't get enough money from them. He didn't get his fair share of the scammed money. And that's what brought attention back to him again. So the question I have is, why in the hell did this guy basically not just keep with the lie? Was it because the couple didn't give him his fair share? That's what I got to think. Let me donate $500K because he got a 20, I guess. A local business could offer a job. True, but that's too easy. That's too easy compared to actually, swindling the hearts of, I would assume, thousands.
Today, saying the truth behind the alleged conspiracy trickled out less than an hour after the page went live.
McClure, in a text exchange with a friend, stated that the story about Bobbitt assisting her was fake. Specifically, she wrote, "Okay, so wait, the gas part is completely made up, but the guy isn't. I had to make something up to make people feel bad. So shush about the made up stuff."
And as we now...
Hold on. Why didn't this friend come out when the GoFundMe was going? When they were all over national news? Why did this friend wait to come out, or wait or never come out? Why didn't they come forward? You got to really wonder what the person's motivation was who actually knew the story was false.
Now know the inspiring tale pulled the heartstrings of thousands across the country.
By the middle of March, D'Amico and McClure squandered the vast majority of the money contributed by donors who intended to help a homeless veteran.
As the money poured in, McClure...
Yes, of course, it could be a subpoena, but you got to look at it as, wouldn't that make the person potentially an accessory after the fact? The fact that they knew, and if the DA's office wanted to, they could bring them in on charges.
and D'Amico stipulated the funds will go to buy Bobbitt a new home, which Johnny will own, and the dream truck he's always wanted.
Well, we have meetings set up with us and a financial advisor and a lawyer, obviously, because it's gotten to this point. We're just going to really go.
Yeah, and November 2017 is when they were fighting about the money and things were getting out of hand. A year later, it's coming out that it was all fake. So, hey, future penisless guy, do not blow the whistle on your own hustle, dude.
Go off of them and what they say.
But this August, the bubble began to burst when Bobbitt accused the couple of stealing his money.
I have to ask them for everything. It was kind of, in the beginning, it was a joke, like they were like my parents. But the joke stops being funny after a while.
Alleging they bought him a camper that they parked on their property. And of the $400,000+ he says he only got $75,000, claiming that.
And it all went to meth, guys. It all went to meth.
The couple spent the rest on themselves, money that allegedly went into funding a lavish lifestyle, one that they flaunted on social media, going to Vegas, visiting the Grand Canyon on a private helicopter tour. McClure seen here with a Louis Vuitton bag, gambling. Then, in late summer, the legal woes between the trio started to raise questions.
This story has yet to reach a happy ending. The question remains, what happened to all that money?
There was no question. You could see there was a huge shift in their lifestyle. They were lower middle class people starting to flaunt money that wasn't theirs. I mean, if you're on the hustle, yeah, self-snitching, exactly. Man, you give me $75,000 if you're on the hustle and you're the one putting this shit together. As shady as it is, to be quite honest, I'd try my damnedest to not say a word. I wouldn't get greedy and go, like, come on, man, you were homeless. He really is homeless, by the way. You have nothing, and you get handed a new camper, a new car. Come on, can't you just keep quiet for a little bit, dude? Like, 6 months later, you're out of all of this, and you're probably going to go to prison. Good call. At least you won't be homeless, and you'll get, meals every day, and you'll be Bubba's butt buddy, but you're not going to get your crack or meth anymore.
And where did it go?
According to court records, on August 27th, D'Amico allegedly texted Bobbitt saying, in part, "I say I get rid of my team of lawyers, you get rid of yours, and Kate and I will write you a check. Seriously." Prosecutors claiming the fantasy-filled hoax quickly turned into a nightmare. Bobbitt filing a civil suit against McClure and D'Amico, eventually igniting a criminal investigation.
We're here today asking of the defendants where the money went.
With much of the money missing, the couple's attorney said in New Jersey court that they promised to provide an accounting of the fund.
I would urge anybody to withhold judgment until that's been made public.
But when the judge ordered the couple to return any remaining money into escrow, their attorney said there was nothing left. The next day, police executed a search warrant on the couple's home, towing away this BMW and taking out bags of evidence as D'Amico stood in his yard swinging a golf club. Today, prosecutors say it was that legal battle that motivated them to look into the alleged scheme.
If they hadn't started fighting over the money, would they have gotten away with this?
It's a good chance they might have.
In a statement to ABC News, GoFundMe writing in part,
"See? Y'all did it to yourselves. Should have just kept your mouth shut. Thank God they didn't, because it shows the kind of shit. And now they got to enjoy their 1 year of living extravagant. And now they get to enjoy sitting in prison.
that while this type of behavior by an individual is extremely rare, it's unacceptable, and clearly it has consequences. Committing fraud, whether it takes place on or offline, is against the law. The company also stating that campaigns with misuse make up less than 0.1% of all campaigns. The company today saying all donors will receive a full refund.
What I needed was money, and what I received was love.
Thank you.
Hold on, did this just turn into a commercial for GoFundMe, guys? Pretty sure it did.
But crowdsourcing websites have raised billions of dollars.
Well, now you're back.
Now you follow me over there on D Live. What's up, Gina? Ooh.
For good. And with the holidays approaching, there are steps you can take to help make sure that your money is going to the right place. The Better Business Bureau recommending you learn all you can about the charity or individual. Do a reverse image search on any photos used in the campaign, and caution that scammers often put up multiple campaigns across several platforms.
There's definitely an element of buyer beware. You are not dealing with organizations that have tax exemptions, for example, that have been vetted.
Yeah, but everything that has a tax exemption has not always been truthful. I mean, come on. SPLC much? Come on.
You're dealing with people.
Tonight, all three accused liars.
All corporations, you deal with people. I'm sorry, Mr. Nightline Man. But to be quite honest, you're going to deal with people regardless. Just, I don't know, investigate and dive into where you're sending your money. Don't go over the top with sending money, especially if the story sounds completely too good to be true. What homeless man would give $20 instead of asking for $20? Seriously.
Who are said to have preyed on America's generosity, now awaiting their trial. For night.
And, oh.
You swear or affirm that any testimony you're about to give the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Caitlin McClure appeared in a New Jersey courtroom on Monday to plead guilty for her role in a scam that went viral. The 29-year-old faces up to 4 years in prison for duping more than $400,000 from GoFundMe donors.
Oh, okay. So the question is, do you think she'll get 4 years, especially pleading guilty? Either she's pleading out and getting some sort of deal, because I doubt they would plead guilty up front without something being talked about in the background, right?
Claiming to be raising money for Johnny Bobbitt, a homeless man she and her...
Which she was, in part, because they were in and on it together.
Her ex-boyfriend, Mark D'Amico, met on the streets of Philadelphia.
Did you create a campaign on GoFundMe.com called Paying It Forward? Post a fake story and set a goal of $10,000.
Yes. McClure says she and D'Amico made up a story that Bobbitt gave her his last $20 when she ran out of gas and was left stranded on the highway. Police say the couple appeared on both local and international media to spread the story as widely as possible.
The Paying It Forward story that drove this fundraiser might seem too good to be true. Unfortunately, it was.
McClure pled guilty to 1 count of theft by deception in the 2nd degree. She plans to apply for an early release program, which her attorney says could allow her to spend only 120 days behind bars.
I'm hopeful that both in the federal court and here, the judges will have...
Oh, so no matter what, she'll spend time. So the plea deal isn't probation. It isn't getting knocked down. It's a hope that she'll get a lowered sentencing based on, I don't know, maybe her background, something like that. But she will be sitting in either a county jail for 120 days or longer.
Have compassion and full understanding of what took place.
Compassion for the woman who scammed people out of $400,000, who openly admitted to a friend she was obviously one of the main persons behind it. Come on. Compassion? How about she pays back all of the money instead of having to pay GoFundMe, or GoFundMe having to pay it back?
McClure has already pled guilty in federal court to wire fraud. Bobbitt has also pled guilty to state and federal charges. Both have agreed to testify against D'Amico. McClure claims she didn't want to start the GoFundMe page but was coerced by her ex-boyfriend.
Of course, now she's passing the buck, even though she was the one who sent the text.
Take this money and spend it on a lavish vacation with a hot blonde. Tell them it's a part of a GoFundMe for someone who needs it. Lol.
Yeah, Jesus, Nat.
Court documents say the pair used the money raised to buy a BMW, expensive handbags, and to go on trips to Disneyland and Disney World, along with multiple casino trips.
Ooh. And now they're both turning on D'Amico, the boyfriend. So he probably will face the harder time in all of this. Man. AGluck walks into a bar. Bartender looks at him and says, "Why the long face?" Okay. That's a little more. I like that. It's better than just calling me Peanut Head and Jimmy Neutron. You got to keep it original. Donkey Kong is the new thing, guys, from Donkey Kong Country. You got to get it right. Yeah, I think she should have to pay GoFundMe back, and GoFundMe might sue her. I don't know the money should be returned, though. People donate to these all the time with no question where the money goes. They only raise X, and because they got Y, the penalty is bigger. True. I think restitution and paying back GoFundMe for whatever the cost is to them through all of this would probably be the better bet in all of it. You know what I mean? It seems like that's the only way to go. It's not going to be paid back to others because everyone's going to be refunded via GoFundMe's. You know, I guarantee you they have insurance for these kind of situations. So, but let's jump over to everyone's freaking out in sanctuary cities because Trump did double down on Monday, stating he does want to go through with the plan of busing them to sanctuary cities since they can no longer detain them and they won't side with them holding them. Let's take a look.
Tucker Carlson tonight. What if someone you hated offered to pay off your mortgage, put your kids through college, or deliver a tractor trailer full of Snickers bars to your house? Well, you'd be confused at first and suspicious. Why is an enemy giving you the gift of a lifetime? But in the end, if you were smart, you would take the gift. It would be too good to pass up. Well, something very much like that happened in Washington last night. The Washington Post reported that the Trump administration has been debating moving some of the thousands of migrants now massing on our southern border into various self-proclaimed sanctuary cities across the United States.
So he's doubling down on the idea of, hey, you want to make it okay for them to be here. You want to not interact with the federal authorities when they need your help in these sanctuary cities. Because California actually, Moonbeam, he actually signed in a order that says that they don't have to assist federal agents in these situations when it comes to immigration.
The president later confirmed that as true in a tweet. As of tonight, that policy remains under consideration. Talk about great news for blue America. The left loves impoverished immigrants from the developing world, and why wouldn't they? They make our cities safer, they tell us. They improve our schools. They provide the backbone of our economy.
Tucker is such a smart ass. and pokes at everyone. Just those little snide remarks on on the left being all about immigration. I mean, truly, I think of it this way. If they're such an important factor and these people love them so much, shouldn't they be the ones providing and paying for them? Your city taxes should pay for them, correct? It's fair.
They do the work that we won't do. They are diverse. They are our strength. They're the best of America, even though technically they're not Americans. Sanctuary cities love them best of all. That's why they've become sanctuaries for illegal immigrants. Every Democrat now running for president has affirmed this repeatedly.
If you could, would you take the wall down now? Here.
Yes.
Like you have a wall.
Absolutely.
Knock it down.
Offer a home to refugees. That is who we are. That's our values. That's part of what we do.
So instead of...
And that's worked so well for Minnesota, guys. Bring in all those refugees until they start throwing children off of 5th stories of malls. You know, it's going really well there for you guys.
Of building a wall or closing the border, we should choose compassion instead of cruelty.
We welcome refugees and bring people out of the shadows.
Immigration is not a security issue. It is an economic and a humanitarian and a family issue.
Oof. It's not a security issue. You know, even though there's people that are posing as parents to kids who have nothing to do with those kids and, you know, coming across for malicious reasons. You know, no, it's not a security issue, guys. It's a humanitarian crisis. Because, you know, we're the US and we have to care about everyone else. Send all your money, guys, south of the border, outside of our country, because that's what the Democrats want you to do, guys. And they know what's best for humans.
There is no such thing as an illegal human.
But there is an illegal immigrant. Whitey. Why is the whitest person on the campaign trail talking like she has a right to talk to those minorities that way? She is white-splaining to these people, guys. And she should not be allowed to do so, okay?
There is no such thing as an illegal human. Good point, Kirsten Gillibrand. We appreciate your eloquence. Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf believes that so deeply that last year she warned illegal immigrants in her city, including several criminals, that an ICE raid was coming. She wanted to give them time to flee, and they did. As she later explained, she had no choice. All good people want more illegal immigrants in their cities.
It is a continued perpetuation of a racist lie that immigrants are not valued members.
Okay. The eye on the stage right there, it seems to be blinking at a different rate than her left eye. And that's all I can focus on. This is the mayor of Oakland? How did she get elected?
Of our society. We in Oakland know better. We in Oakland have a community that welcomes and honors all people, no matter where they came from or how they got here.
Yes, because Oakland is a bastion, guys. It's a bastion of prosperity in the Bay. Actually, no, it's all the poor people that San Francisco didn't want, or people that can't afford to live in San Francisco, because Oakland's doing so well. The only thing they have there that's worth anything, to be quite honest, the Oakland A's and the Oakland Raiders. And they may not have the Raiders for long because they're going to Vegas.
In Oakland, they're welcoming. In fact, the whole state is welcoming. In his inaugural address this spring,
Katie, that's a little extreme. You would not rather live in Detroit. You would not rather live in Detroit. Be mindful of that. At least in Oakland, you have the ocean and you have places to go across the bay. Detroit, it's Detroit. Have you seen that place?
The incoming governor of California, Gavin Newsom, echoed those words. Everyone can come to California, he said. Absolutely everyone.
Please don't. Please don't. There's red areas in our state, and hopefully one day the state will flip because this is getting ridiculously out of hand. And if these people keep just coming in, mooching off everything, you're going to see even more lower middle class Americans in California who can't afford to live here. Everything gets ran down. The cost of living is already massively high because the taxes are so ridiculous.
Let us build a house stronger than the coming storms, yet open to the world.
Dude, your child is old enough to not have a binky, dude. He does not need a fucking pacifier. Anyone here think that Gavin Newsom's wife is probably still breastfeeding this little shit? I feel like I feel like that little kid would be like Robin from season 1 of Game of Thrones, still able, full sentences, talking about, throwing people through the moon door and all this shit while sucking on his mom's tit.
A house that provides shelter to all who need it and sanctuary to all who seek it. We will not have one house for the rich.
California will never split. It won't happen. They've tried it so many times. I remember from when I was in high school, junior high, they'll never split it because there's no viable way to do it. And even if they did split it, it's still going to go, you'll just add 2 blue states because you'll have, the only way they would be able to do it is if they basically cut off the water from the inland. Because inland, you're going to have more red people, and it might be more beneficial to people who feel underrepresented because of the fact that everything goes blue because of Los Angeles and San Francisco. It might be beneficial to them to be able to run, the state as they see fit. However, all the money and taxes in the state come from the major populous areas. It wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work unless they split it across and had San Francisco in one state, LA in another state, but then again, you'd probably go blue. Maybe not. If the Central Valley had enough pull and red areas like Orange County, San Diego, and Ventura County could pop LA potentially. I don't know. It'd be weird.
And one for the poor, or one for the native born and one for the rest.
So the left really couldn't be clearer on this question. All immigration is good.
Shit, at one point they were talking 8 states for California. They were trying to push out potential of 8 states. California could be broken into 8 states. And it would be, all this shit would be a nightmare because you got to think of it this way too, is with adding more states means more reps in Congress because each state gets two representatives for the Senate, and then the House of Reps would stay the same essentially. Just certain factors of each state would be different. Like the Central Valley state would probably end up with, like 3-4 reps because smaller population. It would just be fucking weird. It would be really weird. We'd go to what, 114 in the Senate?
More immigration is better. There is no distinction between legal and illegal varieties of immigration. And if you disagree with any of this, you are a white nationalist. That's what they've said almost every day for the past 2 years. We've watched carefully, and so have you. And now here, completely out of the blue, comes the man they despise most in the world, Donald J. Trump, offering them the one thing they want more than anything: more immigrants, immediately, delivered right to their door at federal expense. Well, it must have been like Christmas morning. You think you're getting another pair of socks, and
nothing will ever transcend the left-right paradigm. We don't have a third party. We have nothing that's a middle or an alternate party. There's no alternate, and it just, even when they try to come up, I mean, you look at libertarians in 2016. Johnson pulled, I don't know, less than 6%, but he still pulled a high number percent as a third party. But they'll never be allowed into debates because they don't get enough of the polling data. They'll never be allowed to come on board because no one gets to hear their speaking points, you know? It'll be interesting if someone who's as well known as Howard Schultz runs on a center party and can pull 10% based on his face value and knowledge, or being known alone. That potentially could be the case. And I know he's like, I don't want to pull away from the Democrats and allowing Trump to win again. Trump's going to win again if any of those Democrats are on board.
And yet there it is, a pony tethered to your mailbox. Holy smokes, amazing. Best day of your life. But that's not how they responded. The left wasn't happy about Trump's offer. They were shocked, and they were completely enraged. You know what this is, they said? It's dumping. Dumping, like what you do with garbage or used truck tires in the woods.
Ooh, hold on. I thought they were people, guys. Come on. You can't refer to these national treasures that sneak across our border, seek refugee because we have to, be there for them all as trash. The left, you guys are getting out of hand, guys. You're referring to them as trash. You can't do that. It's not fair to those hardworking American wannabes. What do they? What would you call them? Not Americans. Okay, those hardworking non-Americans who want to be Americans, who we should let be Americans because they're great people. They're not trash.
The headline of Mother Jones read, Donald Trump wants to dump asylum seekers on the streets of American cities, Democratic cities. Busing people, wrote the Washington Post Greg Miller, to dump them in cities, just to punish political rivals. In the view of Harry Siegel at the Daily Beast, quote, the White House wanted to dump refugees in sanctuary cities. Siegel called that idea nasty. At the same time, almost simultaneously, as if in concert, in fact, both CNN and MSNBC ran headlines accusing the White House of wanting to dump immigrants into cities.
Come on. Stop referring to them as trash. You guys can't do that. Thank you for all the donations over on the DLive side. I appreciate that, guys. You guys are referring to them as trash. They're hardworking people who just want to better themselves and are fleeing from, their countries where, they're political prisoners or whatever the hell they are. Get real.
So what's the message the left is sending us? That immigrants are trash? Something you drop off as a cruel prank like a flame?
Well, now you're banned.
Thank you for the subscription.
Bag of dog waste? If you wanted to defile someone's pristine city, you'd, quote, dump immigrants on it? Whoa, that sounds a little, searching for the word here, racist. A lot racist, actually, but Nancy Pelosi agrees with it, it turns out. She lives in one of these cities that might be dumped on, so she immediately issued a statement decrying it. Quote, the extent of this administration...
And it's a ban. You're banned. Well, now you're banned.
Thank you for the follow on DLive.
Cynicism and cruelty cannot be overstated. Using human beings, including little children, as pawns in their warped game to perpetuate fear and demonize immigrants is despicable.
Isn't that what they've been doing? You're trying to play on people's heartstrings on they're just people, guys.
And it's a ban. You're banned. Well, now you're banned.
Thank you for subscribing over on DLive. This is exactly what they've done. This is exactly what the left always does. The children are in cages set up by Trump. Oh, wait. Those cages were set up by Obama. But we Trump bad guy. Trump bad guy. Trump bad guy.
But wait a second. This is getting really confusing. It doesn't seem to make sense. How can the presence of immigrants, quote, perpetuate fear? Immigrants aren't dangerous. They've told us that 1,000 times. They're safer than you are. They're amazing, much more amazing than you are. Pelosi says that a lot. So why is it bad that Trump wants to send more immigrants to San Francisco? San Francisco is a sanctuary city. It subverted federal law in the hope that more illegal immigrants would come there. And now they may be coming.
Yeah, and they may be able to vote in city-based elections because that's a good call. San Francisco has been pushing forward the idea of allowing illegal immigrants to vote in their elections at the city level. And if that goes through, and obviously the mayor or former mayor, now our fucking governor, Newsom, gets his way, that'll probably become a state rule. And at state level, they'll get to vote. Hopefully, it's what we're praying for. Because then California will really go to shit. And once California is in the massive, massive shitter that these people want to create, hopefully someone red will come in and just wipe it all off the planet. Start following federal law. I'm okay with states having their own rights. States can have rights. But states don't get to set immigration into the country. That's not part of a state's ability. So if the federal government says, nah, you can't keep people in your state who are there illegally, deport them, and they don't, well, there's got to be something done. And sooner or later, it's going to come to a head.
But San Francisco is upset. Well, say the news anchors, Trump's plan is illegal. You can't just send migrants to American cities, they're telling us. There's a process. Really? Did the people of Lewiston, Maine go through that process when an entire population of Somalis was moved from a refugee camp in Kenya to their already beleaguered city? Nope, no process. Nobody asked them. The government just did it. The same thing happened to Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and countless other places across this country. That's how it works. That's how it always works. But when you try to do the same thing to the city where Nancy Pelosi lives, it's supposedly, quote, illegal.
Well, it's only illegal because then it directly affects her. But then she could hire like really, really, under-skilled labor, and she can get people to work for her at really cheap prices, guys.
This is getting confusing, so let's make it easier for everyone. Here's a list of neighborhoods that could use some immediate refugee resettlement. These are affluent places. They're politically liberal, as most affluent places are. As a matter of policy and conviction, they love impoverished immigrants from abroad. They just don't really have any yet. So let's change that. First in line would be Beacon Hill in Boston. That neighborhood has a median income of over $120,000 a year. For perspective, that's more than double the national average. It is strikingly not very diverse, so it would be, of course, greatly strengthened by thousands of migrants.
Yes, it would.
As John Kerry, who lives in Beacon Hill, warned us 2 years ago, quote, fear of the outsider, fear of someone who isn't you, fear of someone who doesn't look like you, is an attack on America itself. Whoa, that's heavy. Let's stop that attack. And let's do it by sending, I don't know, half of the most recent migrant caravan to John Kerry's zip code. He will be thrilled.
Oh, man.
He'll have to be thrilled.
Oh, yeah.
Next, we'll head to the Upper East Side of New York. Former Mayor Michael Bloomberg still lives there. He loves poor immigrants. Unfortunately for him, virtually none of them actually live in his neighborhood. In a city where kids speak close to 200 different languages in the New York City public schools, Michael Bloomberg's zip code is shockingly lacking in diversity. Let's change that, shall we?
Yeah, diversity is a strength. Put them all in the Upper East Side, guys.
And while we're at it, let's integrate that city's two most famous private schools, Collegiate and Spence. One for boys, one for girls. Both of those...
Hold on. There's still schools out there that are segregated by sex? Weird. I didn't even know they're still doing that shit.
Schools are famously and rigorously progressive. They know that diversity is our strength. But how many newly arrived Guatemalan immigrants have they enrolled this year? Not enough. Let's see if we can get that number to over 50% by September.
They should. Diversity is our strength, guys. Bring all those people in. Come on. It'll work out great for those areas, correct?
Eisenhower did something very similar at Central High School in Little Rock in 1956. Let's see if Trump can do it with Collegiate and Spence. Finally, we'll go to the Kalorama neighborhood right here in Washington. Barack Obama lives there. As he once put it, quote, "We're a nation of immigrants. It has always given America a big advantage over other nations." Now, that may be true, and yet there are virtually no poor immigrants in Kalorama where he lives. What do you say we import a few thousand from the border tomorrow and drop them in?
Yeah.
How could Obama say no? But of course he would say no. He'd be livid. He would stop it. Nobody hates diversity more than rich liberals, the very people pushing it. Let's hope immigrants are watching all of this on TV and drawing their own conclusions. The left can say endlessly that they love you, but if they don't want you in their neighborhood, if they don't want you going to school with their kids, they're lying.
I do love the hot takes and the straight up smacking them in the face with their own bullshit, because it's plain and simple. Thanks for the donation over there, Paul. It's plain and simple. You want a link to this? For sure. I will drop said link for you guys. It's plain and simple. If you don't want them where you're at, why should you impose upon others to have them where they're at? It's not rocket science. It's not. There's nothing wrong with a country having borders and having rules to come in. Not at all. Now, I know a lot of you guys come over from ROTC, come over from different sectors of the internet, but let's take a look at a memeology video where the man, the myth, the legend, Right Wing Watch himself is going after PewDiePie for supporting creators on DLive.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Here's PewDiePie interacting with the host of a far-right podcast on DLive. There's no indication PewDiePie knew who this guy was prior to the interaction, but it's another tally. I can't read what it says. DLive partnered with PewDiePie to do a campaign to support random streamers on their website. This is obviously the banner for it, and PewDiePie was giving out the lino that got earned from people joining the platform and donated to him. Of course, this wasn't going to go unnoticed by PewDiePie's critics. There's no indication PewDiePie knew who this guy was prior to the interaction, but it's another tally on the count of crossovers between the hard right and YouTube's biggest creator. You can't say it's a crossover, dumbass, if he didn't know who it was. How can you say that it was intentional or that he didn't know who it was, but then claim it was a crossover? The statement is avowed as PewDiePie supported random streamers with no basis on politics, or any other criteria. Yeah, essentially he was jumping around into streams and dropping DLive lino into people's accounts. Also, if you had any criticism against that journalist tweet, you're automatically a troll. Well, Soros-funded journalist. A lot of these trolls can't read, so enjoy music instead. Why is it they're always trolls when they criticize? According to the smart blue check mark on Twitter, the guy has to do background checks on every single person now. And of course, he has to go after PewDiePie. Jared Holt is a dumbass, to say the least. There is one more memeology video I wanted to toss out so you guys know what the hell is going on, and to be wary for any streamers or anyone else who may be watching this. Keep a heads up on your account, because you can be now held accountable for strikes because of playlists you have put together. YouTube is now issuing community guideline strikes and warnings for playlists. That's right. A list I compiled of other videos that aren't even mine has now gotten me in trouble with YouTube. The playlist was called WTF, violation of YouTube's community guidelines. On April 13th, she received the guideline strike. Now, it's a little out of hand, because once you find out the reason why the playlist she found was there and put together, well, it was a private playlist as well. It was a playlist that she put together of shitty, weird shit going on YouTube. I don't remember how long ago I made the playlist, but it was very old. But I think it was a playlist full of those disturbing videos of children that YouTube didn't do anything about. And I was flagging them and adding them to a playlist to track the ones I had flagged. So essentially, it was a playlist of videos that YouTube hadn't pulled down after the creepy guys and all the comment shit was going on. By disturbing, I mean videos of kids doing kids things that perverts were commenting to each other on in the comments, being a bunch of pedos. YouTube finally did something about that in the past several months. Seeing as how I was doing their job for them, I'm going to dispute this warning. I would dispute the warning also for the simple fact that how can we be held accountable, especially if you show that you're holding the strikes. It's one thing if she was compiling it together and putting it out there for people to watch. But if she's putting it out there and you see she's striking the videos, you might want to do a little more investigation before you start dropping content strikes on people. So even if the videos are not yours, if they are on your playlist, you can receive a strike.
I'm so proud of this community. I'm so proud of this community. I'm so proud of this community.
Ooh. Things are getting quite a bit ridiculous out there. Wow. Thank you for the donation, Wyatt Earp. Things are getting ridiculous. If you can put together a list of shitty things and bring it to YouTube's, I don't know if it includes privated. This playlist could have been public. I'll have to ask Memeology and see what it is. And if it was just a lag spike, nothing major. The rumor is yes, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet. But I guess it makes sense with these pederasts could be compiling playlists and putting it together. So I understand where it comes from, but maybe do investigation into the people who are putting together the playlist, if you get the playlist or you see a playlist and the person has reported every single video on the playlist, you might want to reach out to the creator. Instead of instantly shooting them a warning or a strike, the warning system with YouTube now makes it where you can't stream for a week. So if you receive a warning, you cannot stream for a week. That's just how YouTube's doing their warning system, which is better than wrong button, which is better than 3 months, I guess. I guess that makes it that much better. I'm going to step out for a quick smoke. I do want to share with you guys. We talked about it early. Now, Little Lunchbox decided to go into a Swedish no-go zone. I'm going to play a little bit of that for you.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. We gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go.
Cluck the Claters, yeah, yeah. The lifestyle's not going anywhere. Lunchbox.
So we are in the car on our way to one of Sweden's no-go zones. Lil Lunchbox here reporting from Uppsala, Sweden. This area is considered to be, I can't remember the exact terminology, but I will put it up on the screen for you. But it is at risk, or it is extremely vulnerable, as they call it. And I'm not saying that I know it's going to be a ray of sunshine and it's all bullshit. I'm just saying that I do not know. I'm admitting that I am not aware of the situation, so I want to go see for myself. Now, Robin didn't want to go with me initially because he didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, but then I played for him an interview I did yesterday, and he got quite heated because we started talking about
stupid.
We started talking about the no-go zones, and he's insisting that it's 100% bullshit and that it's just gonna be fine. Wrong. That's Robin's agenda. I'm a little less aggressive with this.
I didn't want to do this bullshit, but I mean, it was just like, you people are so stupid.
Alright.
The people in America, you're stupider than Ria's clown.
Are you really trying? First of all, don't insult my fucking Lunchables.
Shave that fucking shit.
It is shaved down the middle. And second of all, why are you insulting all of these people, all of the Americans? Like, not all Americans agree with this. That's really fucking aggressive.
I'm just saying, people who think that any part of Sweden is more dangerous than almost any part of America is plain stupid.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not denying that it can't be dangerous, but I do have an extremely hard time seeing that any neighborhood in Sweden could be more dangerous than South Central LA, for example. I grew up there. It wasn't that bad, you know, as I've said plenty of times. I lived in a particularly good block, but like, it was technically dangerous. I wouldn't walk there at night.
The thing is, any neighborhood that has gangs and criminal activity will have, you know, some kind of quote-unquote danger to them. But that has nothing to do with religion or, you know, that they happen to be refugees or blah, blah, blah. It's just bullshit. It's just, the more gangs there is, you know, they...
Right, well, I mean...
Because, no, because gangs are insecure and they're afraid of everything, and that's why they're so aggressive.
Okay,
just like, no. Just like that clip you showed me yesterday with that guy and his fans. They're so afraid, and that's why they bond together with their bullshit, red pill bullshit things, because they're so afraid. There's no difference between those people and the people that are in gangs.
Right. I mean, it's a little different though if they're not actually in a gang. There's a difference between being an asshole online and being like in a gang.
Right, but what is the difference? It's usually socioeconomic problems.
Physical. Well, sure, yeah. Yes, but that's the thing. That's why I do think that there is a reason why people.
And also, you guys in America who fix this shit. If someone bombed your house, killed your family, raped your sister, and then made you leave your country that you loved, and then you have to go somewhere else, and with that.
Okay. I had to cut my smoke short because I didn't realize there was going to be a cuck on the video with her. This is one of the idiots in Sweden who is fighting for these idiots to come in and saying that in every neighborhood there's gangs, etc., referencing to America. He knows nothing about America. You are an idiot, Robin. First of all, you have a woman's name. Just shows you're an idiot. You have the mindset that America's worse than Sweden is. Maybe Chicago. But we all know why Chicago's the way it is. It has nothing to do. Let me look up this. Let's look up this really quick. This area that they're going into. I'm trying to pull where they got this list from, because if you notice, it said vulnerable in 2017. It's 2019, dude. Maybe your police finally got something under control in that area. But either way, the mindset that Sweden is better off than the U.S., and then you're trying to state a fact that, well, they're war-torn country and all this. Let's see. Let's see. Well, that's a high increase there. 2013 to 2018, birthplace of rapist convicted in Sweden. Convicted. 197, Middle East and North Africa. Europe, of course, it's Europeans who live there. I think you need to actually take a look at your country before they don't keep stats on ethnicity and crime from the 90s. The BBC, most convicted attackers, foreign-born. But, let's listen to this fine, upstanding Swedish citizen continue to talk about how these people are refugees and we need to bring them in.
Speaks a different language and everything. Don't you think it will take a few months, a few years maybe, until you feel safe?
Don't you think that they don't tend to integrate well there, Robin? Don't you think that you're helping perpetuate people going into these zones and thinking everything's okay?
No, wait. That and...
So, I was going to say that I...
Cut him off.
do believe that... my thing is, I don't think it's necessarily a refugee problem, but I do think that it is a an immigrant problem, you could say, in the sense that
it's an immigrant problem in a sense that America bombs every country to dust, and then people are traumatized and have been through.
Every country? How's Sweden doing? You guys seem pretty well.
Horrible shit, and then they come here, and then it takes a few years for them to.
Yes, I do think that a lot of them have PTSD and other shit, and that needs to. But she got.
No, she didn't. She had.
Right now, and we're going towards where people actually live. As of now, it's relatively quiet. Not much going on. We're heading into a more desolate area. There's no one really around. It could technically be a good place to get jumped. Robin's not really going to protect me. He is rather small, no offense. Someone said that he looked like a little person. But anyway, this is considered a no-go zone.
And if you notice, no one's around. There aren't many people out. Maybe it's because people don't go into that area.
So we're on our way home, and we see another cop car going back to Gottsunda. So I'm a fucking investigative reporting cop. The cop already get out?
He's telling me what you're done.
What is this guy? Is that a light on top of his car?
I like the hardcore music there, guys. I got to show you how insane it is.
What is going on?
It's a Red Bull.
Maybe they came to the wrong place. Maybe they're actually, maybe something's actually happening in Dirsholm.
It was daytime. You guys claim that everything's safe there and all that. You don't know anything about the hood. You claim to have grown up in South Central. Gotcha. In a nice neighborhood in South Central. But I don't know how old she is. But apparently you can literally walk through there in the daytime just fine in South Central. I mean, we saw Corinne forever walk through South Central. Did she get raped, pillaged? No. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. That doesn't mean that there's ridiculously high numbers. I'll pass on the whole visiting part. It's not just about believing videos you see online. How about you watch Tim Pool's video where he's actually in a pretty heavy Swedish no-go zone and the cops actually tell him to leave? How about you watch anything where people are, doing crazy shit in your country? Culture clash is real. Some Swedes are in denial about the fact that immigrants from more aggressive and violent countries commit more crimes than the average Swede. So what's the argument there? Are you saying that it's okay? It was an extremely vulnerable area in 2017. You got to understand that. Jesus Christ. Let's look at the comments. How brave, how progressive. You drove to a little parking spot and spend 5 minutes filming behind it. They should give you a medal the way you face danger. Hey, man, do you know what kind of people in Liddy? Oh, it ain't aristocrats coming for those $6 steaks. Oh, these are actual Swedes. Great reporting. I'm sure the rapists will appreciate you making excuses for them. What excuses did I make for rapists? On another comment, when someone told you to go at night instead, you tried to say that the migrants don't go outside late at night because it's cold, despite numerous reports migrants attacking Swedish women at night within no-go zones. You also said you didn't want to go at night for the same reason, definitely because of the temperature and not due to fear. Thus, you actively made an excuse for potential rapists living in no-go zones in order to protect yourself and your flimsy narrative. Jesus Christ, people are ripping her apart. Excuses made, 531. They have a list of excuses. Jesus. Conclusion from limited observation. Statistics are clear, and making excuses for rapists make you an enabler. If white refugees were to go into random African countries and the incidence of rape / crime increased due to their immigration, would you make the same excuses? Or is it just kill / rape whitey kind of thing? Hey, Lunched Hydra. Why is your boyfriend so brainwashed? Are all Swedes who aren't PewDiePie cucked? Jesus Christ. I think it was Robin, yeah. Because she was holding the camera in the honk honk, diversity is beautiful. If nobody was around, why didn't you find people? It would be like me going to the projects at 6 a.m. when it's 25 degrees outside. The only people outside would be Jesse Smollett attackers. Holy shit, Hydra. Holy fuck. Glad to see you're not a liberal anymore. I think you're mistaken. Goes to a no-go zone. No one's there. Jesus Christ. Dang, people are calling him James Holmes. Your boyfriend is so cucked. The point is that Sweden was never as bad as America, and now it is. If they continue to let these people in, it'll only get worse. Also, he is so stupid if he believes that it has nothing to do with refugees. He must not care about any statistics. Jesus Christ, people are just ripping into her. But yeah, so she went into a no-go zone, guys, super early, and never faced an issue.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi downplaying the influence of her party's far-left wing, making this comment in reference to Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez in London.
We won this election. It wasn't in districts like mine or Alexandria's. However, she's a wonderful member of Congress. I think all of our colleagues will attest. But those are districts that are solidly Democratic. This glass of water would win with a D next to its name in those.
Ooh, saying that Cortez couldn't lose her district if she tried.
District.
I wonder what Mikey Sherrill thinks about that. She's a Democrat from New Jersey, sits on the Armed Services Committee, and welcome here to America's Newsroom.
Thanks.
Nice to see you. You're a U.S. Navy pilot, a prosecutor in Newark, New Jersey. You make your home in Montclair, New Jersey, so thank you for being here. What do you think of the constant questions about those in the freshman class?
Well, it's certainly a very exciting class. We have one of the largest classes in the Democratic caucus. And
oh, yeah, so exciting. They keep saying stupid shit. Keep saying stupid shit. It's so exciting, guys. Got to play it off as we really like having a retard who drinks wine on stream and acts a fool. We really like having a refugee, now American citizen out of Minnesota who, is okay with some people doing some things and kids getting thrown off balconies. How about Talib? Detroit, yes, because anyone in Detroit, you really think they care about her? They just voted for her because they were in between getting shot at and going to the polling stations.
Watergate, with a diverse array of opinions, and it's a pretty exciting time to be there. And I'll tell you, I'm really excited about serving with all the new veterans and CIA officers in our caucus.
What about those on the far left that seem to get most of the oxygen?
I think what's incumbent upon a lot of us is to show our legislative agenda in Congress. So make sure that we're working for the...
Yeah, let's show them the Green New Deal, guys. Keep doing that. Your guys' legislative agendas are fucking great.
American people. And in my district, that means health care, that means tax reform, that means infrastructure, really to work on families in our district.
Do you think some of that message has been clouded so far? We had the 60 Minutes piece the other night when Leslie Stahl was asking Speaker Pelosi, well, what are you getting done? It's first 100 days. What's getting done? How do you answer that?
Nothing. Nothing is getting done. They have done nothing besides put out a bill about cow farts and airplanes.
Well, I think we've done a lot of exciting pieces of legislation that are really broad pieces of legislation. So things like making sure...
So exciting and brave, guys. These legislation pieces are so exciting and brave.
Sure that we are having more transparency in our election system, making sure that we have universal background checks for gun purchases with carve-outs for hunters and for personal protection. But then we've also worked on some of the smaller things that make...
Hold on, did they bring up background checks? Hold on, hasn't that been a thing for years? And you're calling that a win? Huh?
People's lives better. So I put an amendment into a bill to make sure that people who've suffered from military sexual trauma have child care when they go to see their psychiatrist, because too many times they weren't making appointments.
Oh my God, guys. I'm going to put babysitters in every therapist office, okay? We're going to have a little room with toys, and they can throw their kids in there.
Or they weren't keeping the appointments because of their children. And we know what a problem suicides are in our veterans
very
community.
Important issue. It's tough to get the message out on that when so many others...
They want to do background checks on the universe? Yes, because they're aware of life outside of our planet, and they have to make sure that they're okay to own their tasers, guys, and their space weapons. Universal background checks.
Take up the attention. And I think you're aware of that.
No, it's certainly difficult when you have sometimes a more nuanced position. It's hard to tweet about supporting the Affordable Care Act and the many ways we need to support pre-existing conditions and the 10 essential benefits and bring health care costs down. And so sometimes it's hard when you don't have a soundbite to cut through.
Hey, you know what's easy? Post a Twitter video, you fucking retard. Open a Facebook. Get a YouTube. It's so hard, guys. It's so hard to put this out there to the world about what we're accomplishing. No, it's not, because you're not accomplishing shit. Ooh, congratulations. Babysitters. You got babysitters. Who's going to argue with babysitters for women who have suffered sexual assault while in the military and now have kids when they're going to get their, psychologist to look into them? Who's going to argue that with you? That's not a win. That's something that everyone can agree on. Why? Why is that it? Oh, we want to make elections more transparent. We want to do this, and we've accomplished so much. No, you haven't.
But I think it's critically important that we provide thoughtful bipartisan legislation, because there are just so many things that the American people need to see.
I'm wondering what makes this Congress a success, because real soon you guys you're on break real soon, and then you come back for a couple months, and then we are bam into the 2020 election.
Yeah, you guys come back and then you make yourselves look like asses, and now a bunch of people are running for the position. It's the whole fireman. It's the whole meme of Jim wants on. Yeah, that's where the meme is coming from.
Yeah, you have an opportunity now to make a statement. What makes this Congress a success?
Nothing. You're infighting. You guys are freaking poking at each other. You guys are not accomplishing shit. And you won't. You want to know why? Well, because you guys have ran your feet into the ground against the Republicans. And the Republicans are going to do the same against you. You guys are petty idiots who don't care about the average American people, and you're going to fight with each other on everything. There will be no bipartisanship in this Congress.
Passing bipartisan legislation that helps American families.
Yeah.
Democrats have traditionally been at their strongest when they're supporting middle-class families, and right now we have a tax.
Right now, they're not supporting the middle class. They're supporting immigrants, illegal immigrants. Right now, every single person running for president on the Democrat side, we're all rich, and they want to act like they're not. Come on.
Plan that is harming families across New Jersey and across this country. We aren't investing in infrastructure, and it's critical to the North Jersey economy that, for example, we get the Gateway Tunnel project, that we do things like Abby Spanberger's fighting for rural broadband to give people a fighting chance to start businesses or to get educated. We need to make sure that we are investing in things like a great environment, but at the same time doing so in a way that's going to support jobs and business in our economy.
Ken Starr said we're about to enter a period of enormous frustration and acrimony. Last comment on the Mueller report come Thursday.
It's, we've got to see, Congress has to see the full unredacted report to make sure we can get to the heart of how a foreign power hacked into our democracy. We've got.
Oh my God. A foreign power. You have to see the report to figure. Oh. We fuck with others' elections. There's no collusion. You guys, oh God, dude. We have to see the full unredacted report. It's getting 2020. I like election season. It's going to be fun to make content around this shit and just watch this shit. Wow, Solo Blue. You don't watch my stuff very often, man. You need to go back. I've done 18 episodes now, and I think Warseys came up twice. Get off it, dude.
Got to get to the bottom of that and make sure it doesn't happen again.
It's going to be a tough battle to see all of it.
It is.
But we'll find out together come Thursday.
And there'll be nothing in there. Yeah, so the Mueller report comes out on Thursday. And I've already done that. I've already watched that. Let's quickly go over here. I need to pull it up because I want to show you guys it. I'm going to do a quick rundown of this because there's some other stuff I want to watch, but Zintrax did a pretty good video in regards to Facebook and Facebook's stupidity and what they are
we have heads of
basically pushing out. So this comes from a news article out of NBC Bay Area. Mark Zuckerberg leveraged Facebook user data to fight rivals and help friends, leaked documents show. This was just published this morning. Now, I did read the whole article, and I'm going to summarize it. It includes emails, presentations, web chats, spreadsheets, talks of selling data to companies, data they capture from apps and other things since 2012. Now, this isn't the article that I wanted to cover. It was the expose. I grabbed the wrong article, but I did read that, and it shows them having meetings, talking about how illegal it could be conceived if they were sharing and selling people's data, that they did not want this to come out, and many other things. Now, Facebook has been brought up on questions before about this, and it spans from 2011 to 2015. This is probably the real article. Yes, it is. This is the article. I'm going to scroll so you guys can see it. It is massively long. It talks about apps being able to see users' friends and selling it to people of their choice. Now, it's the day and age of data. It's the day and age of the internet. If this is shocking or surprising to you, it's nothing new. People have been selling your data for years. If you signed up for a drawing at a mall, that got sold. You wonder how telemarketers get your number? It's because you filled out a sheet somewhere, online, in the real world somewhere. Data is always being sold because people are always trying to market to you. Now, when a massive company that holds a massive amount of data about you goes on in front of Congress saying privacy is number one, we don't give out any information people don't want us to, and you find out that they're talking about selling your data to other companies and basically finding 100 companies to work with and sell information to find a value of your data. This is just going to end up with them sitting in front of Congress again and nothing happening. If you think your data is private, I'm sorry. Definitely isn't. People can get their hands on your mortgage data, everything. It's all out there in the ether now. But if you're worried about it, shut down your Facebook. Have them dump your data because you can actually request that. And let's move on to Facebook again and what they call the Truth Task Force. Now, their Truth Task Force, you're going to be very interested to see who runs it and what they're doing. Now, there's probably some bias in this Truth Task Force, and you'll see why.
Fake news is waging war in your Facebook newsfeed, and the people on the front lines of the battle are women.
We recognize that it's kind of unique to have this team working on something that's so critical to the company, and given that, there's a sense of pride that accompanies that and makes it kind of a special team to work on.
Campbell Brown, a longtime television news journalist, heads up the news partnerships team.
We need to regain the trust of people who are on Facebook, who engage with news on Facebook, and then we need to regain the trust of publishers also.
Brown's group works with the news product team, also led by a woman, Alex Hardiman. They decide what kind of stories show up in your Facebook newsfeed and what shouldn't see the light of day.
Just to state the obvious, we are at a crazy moment in time where a lot of people really don't trust the news and the information that they see. And that is an incredible problem that we have to solve. I mean, we have heads of state who are in active warfare.
Ooh. Now, would you trust these people with picking what's real and what's not?
With really good, credible news organizations, and that's deeply problematic.
Facebook has a troubled history with news, but the issue took center stage in 2016. During the U.S. presidential campaign, Facebook became one of the favorite destinations for Russian trolls meddling in the election. Since then, the problem has escalated, sometimes with life and death outcomes.
Oh my God, we got to get all these women, and only women can tell what fake news is, guys. All right? They don't use emotion or allow that to impact them at all. It's been scientifically shown it does not affect them. They are pretty much the arbiters of truth.
In March, the United Nations blamed Facebook, including fake news posted there, for fanning hatred in Myanmar against minority Muslims, where hundreds of thousands fled to refugee camps to escape massacres.
Oh, yeah. Because there's no such thing as, that did look like District 9. Holy shit. Yes, it did. That definitely looked like District 9. Like, just look at that. Because that's where I want to live. In Bangladesh. Oh, and also conservatives. We got to reduce their distribution because, things like gender are fake. They're fake, guys. All right.
But Facebook has been under fire for being inconsistent in what it removes and what it allows to
exactly
persist on its network.
I think it strikes a nerve and a tension between both their desire to be a neutral platform, which really they can't be at the end of the day, and significant profit that they've built up. They have a juggernaut that's working, and they don't want to upset the investors either. And so they're being very, very careful, and many people think they're moving way too slow because of that.
It's a massive, complicated undertaking, and one that will change what you see in your Facebook feed. Facebook's strategy is
to limit anything, including nationalism and conservative values. They're going to limit it.
Lift news from trusted sources higher. Fake news and hoaxes will still be there, but pushed farther down, with links from fact checks to provide context.
Oh, like Snopes? Oh, because Facebook.
Senator Blackburn's post was pulled down. Let me ask a comparable question, because it's not just political, it's also ideological. There have been multiple instances of, in particular, pro-life groups being disfavored. For example, here is a tweet that says abortion is profoundly anti-women, and it's a quote from Mother Teresa. And this tweet was blocked. Now it is fairly remarkable that Mother Teresa is now deemed hate speech. Do either of you agree with the proposition that Mother Teresa is issuing hate speech?
Can I get a lifeline, Ted? Can I get a lifeline, please? I'd like to phone a friend. If you don't know what this is Facebook and Twitter in front of a subcommittee. You can't even answer the question. They need a lifeline.
Is this hate speech?
If I could take a step back from that, I believe...
No, you can't answer the question. But, we should really, really trust Facebook and Twitter to control what is news and fake news, right? They can't even tell the difference between if this is hate speech or not.
I believe that that account is from the Susan B. Anthony list.
Correct.
And Susan B. Anthony is currently an advertiser in good standing on our platform. Last promoted...
Who gives a shit if they're an advertiser? You greedy son of a bitch.
Andrew, you're very good at not answering questions. Is this hate speech?
Every tweet has context behind it, and every decision that's made has context.
Tweet. There's no more context.
I can tell you that we have actioned accounts on both sides of this debate, including tweets by pro-choice groups who have said that everybody who's pro-life is misogynist.
No one cares what you've done. Answer the question. See, they can't even answer the simple question. This is Twitter.
There are many pro-life groups that advertise on our platform currently in good standing, and advertisers across the board, whether they're selling soap or NFL, sometimes have advertisements that are caught in our systems. And the reason why...
and that is an area we'll be following up as well. So I appreciate your saying there are groups on the pro-choice side that you have blocked, and this committee is going to attempt to understand and quantify if there is a disparate treatment or not. If there's not a disparate treatment, that'll benefit Twitter to show that you're being even-handed. The anecdotes we're aware of are consistently on one side of the aisle.
But yeah, so trust these guys to to make the, what's it called, choices on what is fake news when they can't even answer a question, a quote from Mother Teresa. Hey guys, we're about to watch a Star Wars reaction. I know a lot of you have probably seen this guy. This gentleman has some porg shit on his face, and he's super excited about Star Wars.
Hey everybody, welcome to a very special trailer reaction. And yes, I'm on vacation, but it's happened. We're here today to watch finally the first teaser for Star Wars Episode 9. And I love that it doesn't even tell me the title yet. It just came out like 23 minutes ago. I'm hot and sweaty. It is hot out here. It's beautiful, but it's not about that. I told everybody, even Mary knows.
The fact that he has a woman in his life is shocking. 1. 2, I've never seen someone more excited about Star Wars or any kind of fandom in my life. And yes, you heard me correct. That is porg shit on his face.
She's actually up at the spa, so I'm all good. That, when this trailer came...
Yes, his wife's at the spa getting railed by her masseuse because he cannot please her, guys. Get with it.
...came out, I was going to shoot this, so bear with me. Hopefully the sound's going to be okay, picture's going to be okay. She's not here to help me shoot it, which is kind of unfortunate, but I've done some testing. I think we've got it. The teaser is loaded, buffered, ready to go, so hopefully internet here is not a problem. And man, oh man. So, yeah. Sorry,
oh man. Oh man. Ooh. He's getting hot in his loins for that SJW Star Wars Episode 9.
It's awesome. It's been a great day already. So if you want to see this trailer without me in the way, there of course is a link in the description below, or something's popping up right about now. You can click on that, check it out, come on back, watch me watch this, and we're going to geek out over it together because it's Star Wars. I'm sure I'm going to cry. This is the end of the trilogy.
Oh God. Who prefaces a video, I'm going to cry? I'm going to cry.
Trilogy. I know there's a lot of haters of Last Jedi. I'm not saying your feelings are invalid, but I still love everything about Star Wars. It is still the best thing in the world to me outside of Mary. And, I'm really, really looking forward to this.
That's very limiting on the best things in life. Mary and then Star Wars. Up until a year ago, it was just Star Wars. Not his parents. Not freaking, I don't know, sex, anything like that. It was just Star Wars. And now, since he has a woman in his life for the first time ever, it's now her, then Star Wars, guys.
So if it's not your thing and you're hating on it, just let us have a good time here, because this is about a place to, have fun with it. And
someone says that dot is from a sniper scope.
there are plenty. I'm sure there'll be plenty of places for you to
moving
go
around,
complain
guys.
if it's not your bag. To each their own. I'm not judging anybody. I got tissues on standby. It's 2 minutes. We're probably gonna watch.
Play that back.
If it's not your bag. To each their own. I'm not judging anybody. I got tissues on standby. It's 2.
I've got tissues on standby, guys. I've got tissues on standby.
2 minutes. We're probably gonna watch it twice.
He's going to watch it twice because the first time isn't going to be enough for him to, get off. And the reason why I say I'm pretty sure he's doing something with his other hand while he's watching this trailer that you're about to see is because of the simple fact that he cries during it. Just like he cries during sex with Mary, because he hasn't had the balls to tell her that the closet door is see-through.
It's going to be a little bit hard for me to see. I hope it's not that dark. But, yeah. Oh, man. We have waited a long time for this. Let's do it. Stardust. Check out the Stardust app. Look up the Eric Butts. Use the link in the description below. Okay. I'm in vacation brain, but oh, my God. Here we go. Oh, hold on.
After you went through all that prep, making sure it was loaded.
You know what? I'm going to restart it because I want to
Okay, guys. He's Super excited.
We've passed on all we know.
He's literally... What the fuck?
Ooh. 1,000 generations live in you now.
They've passed on all they know, but if you watch the first 2 movies, no one passes on shit. She doesn't get any kind of training. None of that. But it's passed on to all they've known. And look at him. Dude, you can see his eyes starting to get a little red. This is as important to him as his wedding day, guys. And when his first half-black son will be born. Not because his wife's black, but because his wife will find another lover and tell him it's his.
But this is your fight.
Like, come on. Like, this has got to be a bit. No one is this emotional over anything. Except for maybe when their child's born. Or, I mean, maybe they're excited about, you know, their wedding or something. I don't know.
People see it through the tears.
I won't be able to see it through the tears, guys.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
The desert is so gorgeous, guys. So gorgeous.
Oh, what's right, Kylo?
Why? Why is someone so excited about this? He almost choked. He almost choked.
No fucking way.
I've never seen any man be that happy about Billy D. Williams. I swear to God, that was that choking was not soy coming out, guys. It was his wife's boyfriend's load. They should have just killed that bitch in that last movie. Should have just killed her. Y'all knew her. She was dead. And the superpowered Mary Sue here, because women have power, guys. They don't need to go through training. Women know everything right away. This is why I fucking hate the new Star Wars. Yes, she could be like an Anakin and have some base level, but they could have still had her be trained. But this is just, oh, fucking A, man. To be this excited over this, the ending of this trilogy was dead on arrival.
No one's ever really gone.
What? No, the Emperor. Skywalker. Oh.
The dude has snot coming out of his nose. That's snot. Snot. Yeah, if you ever get what's it called? OBS ingesting into YouTube has been really bad lately.
Yes. Oh my God. How do they make this more and more epic every time? How do they make this more and more epic every time? I mean,
Wait for it. He did another reaction video. This time he's in his studio, guys. And I know we're coming to the end of the show, but I wanted to show you this one. Not only is it a reaction to...
Everybody, welcome back. Trailer reaction time. And today we've got some more Star Wars, and I'm excited about it. Today we're here to watch the official reveal trailer for the latest EA Star Wars game. We're going to watch Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Will he cry? Will he cry at a video game now? Let's skip a little forward because we don't have enough time to kind of watch all this. Oh.
Mark Hamill has watched me cry to Star Wars. That is an amazing memory. So, that being said, I'm finally going to have some wine. I'm getting a late start today because I can't.
Is anyone surprised that he's sitting and doing a stream drinking wine? Who else is shocked by this fact? Anyone?
Can't stop. Like, there's just, I can't even read the stuff on Twitter as fast as it's coming in. I'm trying. All right. Anyway.
Wasn't always like this. But now.
He's gonna cry. 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 Cry.
Don't stand out.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I told you he's gonna try and name his half-black son Lando.
My camera blocked it. Was that?
Trust. Good luck.
Hold on. He's doing a reaction video to a trailer he already watched. And the reason I know this is watch. Nope.
Trust.
Was that?
Trust.
He literally mirrors what he says. Watch.
Good luck.
Yeah, so he pre-gamed this trailer, guys. He did not want to cry again on stream.
The galaxy's changed.
Oh, sweet.
Does he cry? Come on. If there's no crying, it's no fun.
Oh, yeah. All right, I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad because, you know, the trailer was fantastic. It doesn't tell me a lot about the game.
But yeah, so you guys wanna? I'm gonna assume.
Hey everybody, and welcome to my.
I'm gonna assume this is his lady.
Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome back, unboxing time. Mary's here.
Oh my God, that is the Mary he referenced. Holy shit. Tell me they don't look like they're related. Tell me they don't look like they're related. He did cry when he first watched it. Not only does he need to have his T checked, but he needs to have her DNA checked to make sure they're not long-lost siblings because they look god-awful a lot alike. That's not his sister. That's not his sister. That's exactly the point. Maybe that's why... Ooh. Yeah. First cousin, Drum Boy says over on D Live. Yeah. Ooh.
Hello. And today we're here for one of my favorites. We are doing the March 2019 horror pack.
19,000 subscribers, guys. 19,000 people are interested in Thierry McGee. They look like they're products of each other's familial inbreeding, like their family. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, guys, I'm gonna leave you with that image. Even their eye color is very similar. And wow, don't marry your first cousin. You should not marry your first cousin. Oh, this makes me feel amazing. She is a beard. Yeah, possibly. Possibly a beard. Ooh. He just gets creepier and creepier. Yeah, no shit.
Oh god, we forgot the thumbnail pose on the other box. Oh well. That's alright. I'll find a goofy face and put it in there. So, if you guys want to check out Horror Pack, we have a link in the description below. I think it's like 25 bucks. You can pick either DVDs or Blu-ray, and they're going to send you 4 awesome horror films. Sometimes.
Yeah, so this is Uninterested Woman. This is... Oh, that's his beard, guys. 100% confirmed. His beard. She goes on the camera with him. Jesus, please take the wheel. But yeah, guys, so thanks for coming in and joining for this episode of AfterNoonWave. I will tell you about my links down below. Go over, check out things. Anyone who needs to buy anything at Target, use the affiliate link below. I get a little percentage of it. As well as if you need a new battery or charger for your phone, that can be a case as well. tinyurl.com/AGluckMofi. I get a little chunk on that as well. And I appreciate all you guys who donated, subscribed, and liked the stream. Also, if you're on your way out and you haven't liked or disliked it, like it. Throw a subscription on it or dislike it. I don't give a shit. It's all interaction and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for another amazing episode of AfterNoonWave. Hey, make sure you go over and check out Count Cuckula. Pop. His memes on me are great. And also check out ROTC this afternoon in about 5 minutes. I will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of AfterNoonWave. Thank you again, guys.